we saw trouble which flared up at a high-level meeting of the party in Gombe State when the stakeholders met in the Northeast region Sunday afternoon after what they perceive as somehow sidetracking the Vice President Kashim Shettima from the endorsement arrangement for the 2027 ticket. The meeting was held in Gombe State and brought together governors of the APC in those states and key figures of the party from across the region, including ministers, lawmakers, governors, national party leaders, including the APC national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, who led the top officials of the party. But trouble began when Honorable Mustafa Saliu, who is the APC's national vice chairman Northeast, publicly endorsed President Bola Tinubu for a second time. However, in his address, Saliu made no mention of Vice President Kashim Shettima, himself a prominent son of the Northeast. And there was where the trouble started. Let me allow you to listen to a bit of what really transpired.
We want to reaffirm and also adopt the endorsement earlier done by the National Working Committee on behalf of the National Executive Committee and the Convention that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is endorsed to be a sole candidate for 2027 election.
Thank you. We have a progressive leader. We have a progressive President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the leader of our party, the leader of democracy in Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And also, we are proud of his deputy. We are proud of his vice president.
The APC National Vice Chairman Northeast. Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, Shaun. Thank you for having me.
Why did you omit Kashim Shettima, the vice president, from the endorsement? That is the trouble. That is what you caused. Why? Was it intentional?
Shaun, I think this trouble is also largely caused by the constant misinterpretation and ill reporting done by the media. I think you could have played my speech fully, or even at least the last paragraph before the endorsement. The last paragraph of my speech before the endorsement was eulogizing Kashim Shettima, recognizing him as our son, and expressing that we stand by him as people have noticed, and also eulogizing the National Security Advisor, recognizing him as our son, who we are very proud of, and we stand by him, and also mentioning all the ministers and the other juicy older parastatals that were given to Northeast indigenes, and thanking Asiwaju for that. Before I now call for endorsement of Asiwaju as a sole candidate of the APC. It will interest you to know that in party politics, we have only one ticket during the primaries for executives, both the chairman of local government chairman, the executive governors, and the president. There is no party guideline or constitution that allow a president to run the party primaries with their running mates. It is only one ticket for only the president. It's after the primaries when the president becomes a candidate that he will now pick a running mate, which is usually his prerogative. Even though the party may be consulted, and other stakeholders may be consulted, but it's solely and constitutionally a prerogative of the candidate, the presidential candidate, pick his running mate. So that informed the decision of not only me, but even the Gombe governor and Gombe governor. During their speech, they talk about Kashim Shettima, praise him as our son and express our confidence in him, and also endorse the return ticket of the president.
Mr. Mustafa, let me just jump in quickly. You perhaps know the sentiment in all of this matter. There are those who feel that there is something brewing and there are issues there's some kind of friction between the president and his vice president. And that politically,
no.
Just for a moment, let me land with the question. And that, politically, you know what it means. And when there is an omission of a ticket which binds the two of them, where you're endorsing one and leaving the other on the turf of the vice president in the Northeast, you know the kind of trouble that this is bringing. And it brings to mind whether or not there is a plan to leave out Kashim Shettima if President Bola Tinubu is running for second term. Those are some of the sentiments.
So let me quickly note that the administration of party and party activities is not done on the platforms of the new social media, neither on the pages of newspapers or the screen of televisions. Party is run administratively within the office. So if you hear any rumor or any suspicion or conspiracy theories, I don't think we should base our party activity like the APC Northeast Summit on that. This rumor you are talking about is inevitable. This rumor, there has been all administrations have such rumors between the principal and the vice president. But because normally this is what people do. Some people, there are the people we call crisis entrepreneurs, conflict profiteers. So they will manufacture all sorts of rumors where there are none. And also, some politicians also become insecure. You know, because I want to believe if you are very sure of yourself and you are secure, all these rumors should not worry you. So you should concentrate more on what ought to be, what is in the rule. Showing you have legal experience, you should know that we should not go out of our laws just because of someone's suspicion of conspiracy theory. We should not go out of our laws. We cannot come and say we are endorsing Aswaju for a sole ticket. Then we now say, okay, we are giving another ticket to the vice president.
So just remember, there are those sentiments that this is the top this is the region where the vice president comes from, and they say charity begins from home. There are those who are saying at that event that you would have even gone ahead to endorse the vice president alongside the president. Let the president say no, he's not using or he's not going with the vice president. Why would it be like the vice president is being dropped from his own home? That is what it felt like for those who understand Hausa language, and they are saying without Shettima, they are not going to go with Bola Tinubu. There is now a discontent within the APC in the Northeast because of the feeling that their own son, Kashim Shettima, is going to be thrown out in the rain. That's what they feel like.
Anybody that tells you there is a discontent in Northeast, I'm in the Northeast, you can see I'm in Yola, and I have contact with members of the zone from Taraba, Bauchi, Gombe, and Yobe. And it should interest you that we did not sleep that night preceding the summit. We stayed all night brainstorming on this matter. And we did what law permits us. What law permits us to do is to mention our son and stand by him. And we did that. And you can see that other zones, they don't have obligation to mention him. But if you have the full video, people have the full video of my speech. I mentioned him. You have the full video of Bemala's speech. He mentioned him, and the same thing with Governor of Gombe and that of Borno. All of them mentioned him, but you cannot give what we don't have. As I said earlier, you have a legal experience. Name that non-court habit. You cannot give what you don't have. We don't have ticket for vice president. The only ticket we have in the party
now different
is for
from
the president.
2019. Malam Saliu, your Hausa is very good. Mine may not be excellent, but I can understand what people were saying in the Hausa language. Especially some of those who are speaking as though they are from Brno. I can differentiate the tonality in their inflections in their Hausa. So I do know, and if you hear, I mean, unfortunately, we may not be able to play the natural sound so that you can hear what they were saying, how they were cursing, and how angry they were. Prior to 2019, just remember, prior to 2019, it was Oshibajo and Buhari everywhere. They were endorsing both men everywhere. There was no controversy whether or not there will be one ticket or two tickets. No, it was Buhari and Oshibajo ticket all the way. Why is this different?
See, there's nothing different here, Sean. Now, as somebody who is not, let's assume I'm not the national vice chairman of APC. I don't have any knowledge of how the party operates. I can come and say, yes, for primaries, I'm endorsing so-so person and so-so person together, because I don't even know how the primaries operate. But we cannot, as Northeast stakeholders, because our son is the vice president, we will now come and endorse Aswaju with conditions. We cannot do that. We are endorsing Aswaju unconditionally. And given the fact that constitutionally it's only one ticket we have, we don't have the vice president ticket. Vice president is the prerogative of Aswaju. So if we say now, we now take the words out of the Aswaju's mouth and say we have endorsed Shettima, it's as if we are going ahead, we are putting the cart before the horse.
Now, where do you go from here?
For even our son, that is the vice
where
president.
do you go from here? Now, this trouble has escalated. How do you resolve it?
Yes, and this is not unconnected with the fact that some people are still practicing the politics of 1979. This is an archaic, because some political actors have moved from barbarism to decadence without passing any kind of civilization. How will you think that by bringing in talks into a summit, for them to be chanting all kind of this thing, will now show your popularity or otherwise in a zone? No. Any other person, we came naturally to just do this summit. Any other person can bring 10,000 people to that place too. But if a section of our zone that we decide to come up overpopulate the place so that they will make it look as if without this something will happen, no, that is not true. This is not the true narrative. In the Northeast, we are endorsing Aswaji unconditionally. And we are reaffirming that Kashim is our son. We are proud of what he's doing. We trust him. We respect him, and we stand by him. But it's the prerogative of Aswaju, as our son candidate, to determine whether Kashim is going to be his enemy or not. We are not going to put it as a condition.
So he's not even sure. With the body language now, it's not something that the president might go with Aswaju. But because I know that you are a national executive of the party during the Buhari-Oshibajo race. So, and you know what happened there. So this is looking different. And I asked you earlier, how do you resolve this? It has escalated badly.
No, if today, this thing did not escalate badly. People are sponsoring news on the media to make it look bad. I'm in my zone. I'm moving around freely. I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm going to Gombe from here. From here, I'm going to Taraba. I'm touring my zone. There's nothing that's happening in this zone. Nobody is taking this matter. Is some people that want to use this as an instrument of coercion. If somebody like me, small me, that you cannot coerce, you cannot intimidate, talk more for Aswaju, you can't do that. It's a wrong way of trying to get political reward. Now, nowadays, we are talking about people's participation and secular consensus.
All right.
That's what gives you edge in politics, not violence. Nobody will be threatened. You can't threaten anybody if it's politics game of numbers.
Yeah, I hope you're fine now because they try to come after you physically. Some people say you were beaten.
Yes, they tried to come after me.
Some people say you were assaulted.
They tried to come after me physically. And I'm still waiting before I declare anybody enemy combatant. I'm still waiting for 48 hours to see whether I'll see apologies from any quarter. Because
who are the people behind it? Who are the people? You said they were sponsoring talks. Who are these?
The security agencies knows the section of people that they orchestrated that attack. Thank God, I was not touched. Nobody was able to harm me as planned. But I still believe it's premeditated. But the reason why I will not come and divulge all the information, because this is now an ongoing investigation.
All right.
And once the facts are gotten, we are put together, I will now make it available to the press.
Right.
But I'm assuring you, the people that perpetrated this will not go unpunished, and their sponsors too.
Mustafa Saliu.
Because I cannot be scapegoated. I'm not a poor man. I cannot be scapegoated. I can fight for myself. I can defend myself. As I said on this channel before, myself, I'm a political institution. As myself, I'm on my own. So I can defend myself anywhere and from anybody. Thank you very much.
Saliu, APC's National Vice Chairman, Northeast. Thank you so much. Please keep safe, because that chair was coming for your head, and I was worried for you. That head would have been gone by now.
I'm military trained. I know military maneuvers. Thank you very much.
All right.